Oh, no, no countdown?
No, I mean, no.
No, this is it. We've
Hey.
just.
This is us, man.
All right.
This is us. I saw that show. Did you see that show?
I cried a lot during that show.
Yeah,
Gosh,
it
go
was
through every spectrum of emotion. I did get annoyed with it by about the last season. The next to last season, I started kind of getting annoyed. It's like, you kids, come on, man. I was like, your mama, y'all, yeah, you had a little tragedy, okay? You guys had a great life, man. He gave you a great life. Quit bitching about everything.
Oh,
wow.
Kids, go to bed.
Seriously, man. I'm like, come on, man. Give this lady a break, dude. We get it, man.
I was sending a tweet, which is what I always do immediately before we start recording. This is professionalism at its finest. You said keep it cash, so
yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Chat's blowing up right now. Woo.
I think it's probably just you watching this on your phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when we don't advertise it all ahead of time, and
it's all organic, man. It's all organic.
That's what it's. That's what we build. We build from the ground up.
Literally,
polka dot Pam.
That's
God
all
bless
we
her.
need. That's all we need. That's
now
all
the whole show is worth it now officially.
This is it, man. I got a good story about Pam. When I had my egregious leg injury a couple years ago, we actually had tickets to the first show on the Cure's tour to New Orleans, and I wanted to go. I ended up not going, and I gave my tickets to Polka Dot Pam. She was able to enjoy it, but we had when this recent record came out when was it? Like not too long ago, just a few months back. Songs of a Lost World. We had a listening party at my house, and I told everybody about Polka Dot Pam. I was like, man, I got one of my friends from wrestling. She's a huge Smashing Pumpkins fans, but she loves The Cure. It's like I couldn't think of a better person to give those tickets to than Polka Dot Pam. So she was able to enjoy that show in our stead. We ended up making it to a couple of shows, but yeah, glad that you could do that. Love you, girl. Miss you too. Ryan Romano in the room.
Hell yeah! Now it's a party.
Now it's a party.
I'm
the great quote from the movie Young Guns, man. He's like, "But you got yourself 2 or 3 good friends, but then you got yourself a tribe."
That's from Young Guns.
Tribe right here. The 3 of us, Polka Dot Pam and Ryan Romano. That's all. We ain't got no more room for nobody else. Just
somebody put something on.
Throw me a head off here. Give me a head off here.
Somebody put something on Facebook about Young Guns 3 today. Is that a thing?
Young Guns 3.
It's weird that you just said that.
Can't imagine.
Look, it's on IMDb.
Is that a tag team?
No, there's no way. Young Guns 3. Is this related to NWA Powerrr? No. Young Guns 3 Dead or Alive is confirmed.
13th, man. We done killed Billy the Kid off 3. That'll be the 3rd time.
Emilio Estevez returning as both star and director, reprising his role as Billy the Kid. Also features Lou Diamond Phillips, Christian Slater, and a new generation of regulators.
Can you?
Ain't nothing young. Ain't nothing young about him. So anyway, I really started going to the page because I was going to find a different random quote. That was going to be what I was going to do, just to see if I could apply it to what we're doing. You know what I mean? What's up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition, the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, I'm talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. And I am joined by the Doc, Robert Stinson, and Will, who is sometimes anonymous and sometimes not, apparently.
I'm having camera trouble. I mean, last week was flawless. I mean, probably our best show, right?
Ever
of all time. And then now today, I mean, I'm having my microphone stand broke earlier. I use my phone as a camera, and it just keeps cutting in and out. And thoughts and prayers with me tonight because
your SOE numbers were down.
SEO.
No inside joke there,
Rob. I've been doing SEO for 5 years. Rob still doesn't know what that is, and he just keeps saying it.
He's the SEO of a Fortune 500 company.
What'd you have for dinner? A little SEO fillet? That's not what that is.
This is the high quality content that people missed. This is why we're back. I feel good about it.
I missed it. I just be watching TV right now.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I have a problem where a lot of things I say sound sarcastic, even if I don't mean them in a sarcastic way. And it also works in the reverse way too, where I mean it sarcastic and then people don't take it sarcastically.
Okay, Gary.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Well, we're going to talk about season 24, episode 2 of the NWA Powerrr show that everybody's come to know and love, that is now airing on Roku Channel. If you weren't aware and you're hearing this and didn't know that, but somehow found us. Wil, tell us about it. If you're just listening to this, you can't tell that Wil just keeps disappearing and reappearing.
You know, I could just be getting censored by YouTube.
Shut up, man.
So because I'm so handsome, and they're like, "Yo,
yeah." That seems likely, to be honest with you. Wil is constantly NSFW. All right, so I guess we'll just jump into the episode and see where this conversation takes us. Hopefully, you've all seen it. If not, it re-airs on the Roku Sports Channel at 11 p.m. You can also watch it on demand on the Roku Channel. So that's how I watched it today. As a matter of fact,
same.
Yeah, so I could.
I love doing stuff on demand.
Yeah.
That's how I do everything.
That's what she said.
Do you see me advertising my other podcast, Cinema Shop?
My gosh, I know, Gary. Good Lord. Are we getting some? Is this pod getting some ad dollars? What's going on?
All right. So we continue with the Crockett Cup. We are in officially round, I guess it's round 1 still for all of these matches. We've got, what you got, Rob?
No, I was just saying, yeah, that's bring on one.
Okay. All right.
We're just fact checking you, Gary. Chill out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I thought Doc had something to say, and Doc, it's important when Doc speaks.
No, I was just looking down. You said that. I looked down at I was looking at my replay on my phone. I was like, yep, you're right. Round 1. Just fact checking.
No, I appreciate that. I was told there would be no fact checking on this episode. So
facts over feelings.
Match number 1 tonight was a great matchup between Daisy Kill and Talos, taking on the Nightmare Syndicate with Austin Idol. I like what they did there with that name. So I didn't know this last week, but it's Nightmare Syndicate, but they took out only the beginning said Syndicate, then they took out the Dickett. So I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, let's keep moving. This one was a meat grinder from the jump. On one side, you got the unpredictable Daisy Kill, the literal walking skyscraper Talos. On the other, Zion, the technician, Frank, the behemoth, and Austin freaking Idol at ringside, acting like he's managing these guys and Studio 54. It was chaos from the jump. Zion wrestled like he just was bored to do it. Daisy Kill flew around like he was hopped up on Surge, and Talos moved like Godzilla, like he always does. It was great. And Idol, he tried to get cute with Talos one time outside the ring, and he almost got choke slammed right into the Shadow Realm. So this was great. I am never gonna not laugh at Wil disappearing and reappearing.
I'm gonna try to come back different every time. I'm gonna change my hat every time it goes out or something.
So basically, the story of this match was pretty back and forth. Frank and Talos, that was probably my favorite part of the match. Just seeing those two butt heads for the first time. I feel like it's the first time I've seen them in this incarnation.
They're nice guys. They're not butt heads.
That's that's what we need. We need a drum.
Talented performers.
Yeah, two very, very big men. So
you would strike, man. This is you've been on fire, dude. It's great.
No, this was great. I love 7-foot dudes 6'6". What's Frank? What's he like? 6'8", 6'6", something like that.
He's got to be like 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
But he looked dwarfed in this match. That was the crazy thing. I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen him look up at a competitor, I think. So, it was cool to see that. My questions coming out of this is, what's going on with Austin Idol? We're talking about it on commentary. Apparently, I don't know, Gary, you weren't there. But apparently he smells like vinegar. What does that mean? What is that about? What did I miss?
Yeah, vinegar and has a laser pointer and a whistle.
I mean, laser pointers and whistles are cool. I get that. But what's the vinegar?
I heard the whistle. I didn't quite notice the laser pointer, but apparently something about vinegar. I didn't. Some kind of strategy. I don't know. Is it to lead Frank? Some kind of deal to do that? I guess we're gonna find out more about that mystery.
He runs a wrestling academy, so it could be that they're trying to treat for staff, and all that kind of stuff. So that's possible. Just
is that a vinegar thing?
Why would you even question that? He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what my doctor's in. Mat treatments. So
my knee is a little sore. I will rub vinegar on it later.
Yeah, it'll be great. Your wife will love it. The match was pretty back and forth, right up until the point Talos takes it outside of the ring. He's out there just throwing people around. But Idol gets in his face, which surprised me. Idol's usually pretty standoffish from these kind of encounters, except when it comes to Joe Kazana, and he punches him in the face. But in this case, you wouldn't expect him to step up to Talos. And like I said, he almost gets choke slammed right through the concrete floor. But Frank makes the save. But in that process, Frank goes to boot Talos, and Talos dodges and wraps Frank's leg up in the corner, and that leaves Daisy Kill open to nail Zion with a hook kick, which sets him up for the incoming Talos to hit him with a choke slam that probably registered on the seismographs. At that point, the ref could have just skipped the count and called it. It's over. Daisy Kill and Talos, former United States champions, or United States Tag Team champions, move on to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big drop. I mean, that was one of those, every time he does that and he holds him up in the air, it takes my breath away, because I'm just imagining, being 8 feet in the air and then just dropping. I mean, so yeah, it was over at that point. But I mean, I wasn't super surprised by the outcome. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on, as far as the tournament and things like that. To me, this was kind of par for the course. I mean, I think when Talos is in a match, I always give the edge. Sorry, I'm gone again. Always give the edge to those guys. So yeah.
I'm with you. I think there have been some big surprise. Obviously, we think about the slime balls with BFT, big surprise there. But you're right. Typically, when you got a seasoned team like this with a big dude, it just the math just adds up, man. It's like, so I'm with you. To me, I was thinking that the difference maker in this might have been Austin Idol and his presence. He is the manager of champions, and he's got a great pedigree, but it just wasn't enough tonight.
Vinegar didn't come through.
Nah.
Yeah. Did not pay off. I expect more out of these guys, though. Like Zion and Frank are both solid competitors. So
no doubt
to see what they do next. But it makes sense. Former United States Tag Team champions twice over. So
twice.
Kill and Talos.
I think it's 200 something days combined reign. I mean, that's a long time to hold a championship gold in the NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that is a good point. And they're going to move on. And let's see, we can look at the bracket as it stands. That moved them on to face the Colognes. So that's their next opponents, the number 2 seed in the whole tournament. So that's going to be a big challenge for those two guys.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got a territory meeting. We're back in that area again. It's the most awkward business lunch I've ever seen. Joe Kazana looking more and more like he's cosplaying a corrupt colonel, which we did find out later in that meeting, or the match, that he does like being called the colonel now or something. So according to Billy Corgan, at least, he announces that spit cups are banned at ringside. So Throwbilly Silas Mason pieces out immediately. Very, very upset by this. and he's followed close behind by Mims. Can't wrestle without the sacred goblet, I guess. This leaves Hunter Drake, Kenzie Page, Tommy Henry behind. Kenzie tries to convince Tommy to ditch, but he's laser focused on Kazana's new mandates. He says he's going to make Kazana, quote, eat every word. Let's go.
I guess I'll jump in here. Not appreciative of the overtones here that you're using when you're talking about Mr. Kazana, NWA president, would be NWA president. I think that the changes that he are suggesting are pretty reasonable. We heard 3 or 4 articulated in the rules. I think the spit cup, that's a terrible habit. I think Thrillbilly needs to be a bigger man than that. I mean, it's not good for him. Rule number 42, I think it's appropriate that NWA president should have a limousine backstage at every NWA sanctioned event. Rule number 132, what was that one? He mentioned it in the background. The other thing is the more I watched that, and as they were leaving, as Kylie Page and what's Kylie's dad's name again? What'd you say?
Tommy Henry.
Tommy Henry. As they were leaving, man, that just reminded me, like, gosh, man, that venue that they could, I was like, Gary and I have been there before. We've been there before. In Atlanta.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Well, I was gonna get to that. I was like,
is that what it looks like?
Are they in the strip club? Is that all right?
I was like, we've been there. Like, we've been there.
Okay.
That's where we used to have our meetings.
Yeah. Never talking about NWA. You know what? Honestly, we probably were talking about NWA.
That's exactly what we were talking about those 4 or 5 nights.
How'd y'all go? We were only there for like 2 days.
But on multiple occasions, though.
Gotcha.
It was that and me asking, do people not wear pants?
I remember walking around downtown Atlanta, man, trying to convince Pat Kenny. So like, hey, man, I got this place. They got great wings. Open till 3.
Oh, all right. We go backstage. Kylie Page is leaving a photo shoot just as Natalia Markova arrives for hers, and instead of just walking away, Kylie lingers like a final boss for Mean Girls. Tension crackles. Markova tells her to bounce. Kylie slaps her in the face, and Markova's response, she smiles, says that she likes it. This is going to be big.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, to be honest. Man, I kind of, I shuddered a little bit when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, we're in for it tonight. I mean, Markova, she likes it. She said it herself. She likes a little violence. I think it excited her. It got her ready for the match. And yeah, the tension's been brewing, between the Pages and Markova for years, honestly. And, they've gone back and forth, and Markova's been, very clear that she's laser focused on the Burke, and Kylie's in her way right now. So we'll get there in the main event, but this was definitely, I could feel the tension building if it wasn't already there. And I will say this, whoever's scheduling those photo shoots, maybe space those 2 out next time, maybe not have them, sitting there back to back. That seemed like maybe irresponsible.
Yeah, it seemed like a dangerous arrangement. I don't know. That's let's see. Next up,
I'm sorry. I was going to say they do allude in commentary. Joe Galley and Danny Dills do discuss the what's now become really it's starting to get epic level feuds between Markova and the Pages. It seems like they've been fighting for a long, long time, and you've had ancillary individuals been drawn into it. Obviously, it used to be Kenzie and Natalia. Then Brian Idles had some involvement. Of course, now Kylie is standing in Markova's way. But this is really turning into one of the storied rivalries in the whole history of the NWA now. I mean, I'm not saying this has reached Von Erich Freebird level yet, but and give it another couple years. If you think back, in those days, the Freebirds and the Von Erichs battled for what the extent of that feud was probably 83 to 86, something like that, 83 to 45. So this feud has now been going on for well over 2 years, it seems like. And so we're reaching the point where there is a bloodlust between the two of them. They're never going to like each other. And one day, you never know. One day, one of the other one might put the other one in the Hall of Fame or something. That's the level of like hate that's there. And I wonder if even though there's a lot of hate there, I think every time Natalya and one of the pages goes into battle, they know it's going to be a hard, bloody fight. It seems like it always gets that way. So I wonder what the respect level is between them. Obviously, Kylie smacks the daylights out of Markova. It doesn't really faze Markova. She actually likes it. But I wonder if, aside from those antics, what is the respect level? Now, Gary, you were able to kind of witness that closer for a lengthier time than Will and I were. What would you say?
I think there's definitely respect there. Natalya's pretty good about showing respect for her opponents no matter what. But I don't think you're in the NWA locker room and you don't know what Natalya Markova represents after all those epic battles that she had with Camille and just the feuds that she's been in. Natalya Markova's one of the toughest women in professional wrestling, if not the toughest. So you don't not respect her. Like you know what you're getting into. Now, I say that Kylie Page is one of the meanest competitors I think I've ever seen. So she gets in there. I think that Kylie's young. Maybe there's some confidence behind it, a little bit of arrogance, but I like to think that she respects Markova. And I think Markova just looks forward to the fight. So she knows the Page sisters, if it's one of them across from her, that she's going to get a fight. I think that's why they just walk into this thing calling it No Limits, because there's no point in setting up rules for this one. Just let them go.
I agree.
Yeah, I thought it was humorous. I don't remember who it was, if it was Gally or but when somebody said Kylie's the mean one, and I'm sitting there thinking about, okay, between the Page sisters and Markova, she's the mean one. Like, they're all pretty mean. And
Kinsey seems to have gotten a lot more calculating, and that comes with being holding the Burke for sure.
Yeah,
you can see. I remember when she wasn't just getting started in the business, but when we saw her enter the NWA, we saw her grow. We knew back then she was a prodigy. Can't really call her a prodigy anymore because she's a veteran now, and she's embraced her role and she's grown into it. Thinking back to like Camille and Kylie Page, I think we were all kind of shocked. And I have to be honest, I never thought that Kylie would be able to fill Camille's shoes, but she has grown into the role, and she has been a woman's champion in the grand tradition. And she seems to have grown, much more. I'm not going to say she's less mean, but she's definitely more calculating and much more. I don't even know if statesmanlike is the right word, but she's much more. I don't know, diabolical. Does that make sense?
No, I was actually thinking as we were talking about, I was, and Will made that point about Kylie being the mean one. I was going to say something similar. I was trying to find the right word, and I think calculating's it. I think you nailed it, because I was thinking in my head, there's something, I don't want to say like quieter or calmer necessarily about Kinsey, but calculating's it.
Yes,
she's just,
very deliberate.
Yeah, exactly. She knows what she's doing. She's the champion, and maybe it just comes with that. And maybe it's why Camille held it so well. You just silent and just focused, and the next move before your opponent does. And that's that's how you hang on to that title, which Kinsey has done for going on a couple of years now. So we'll see.
It's such a night and day change too, because it's like, when Kinsey was going after the belt, when Camille had it for so long and Kinsey was just, they had similar, years long, feuding over it. And when Kinsey finally got it, it was like, a switch flips where it's like you have to go from the chasing mode, where when you're chasing, it's like a little bit frenzied, a little bit just balls to the wall, like, no filter, no nothing. And then, when you get it, especially in the NWA, because there's such a grand tradition, it's like you hold that belt, whether it's the men's belt or the women's belt or whatever, and you just feel the history, and it kind of causes you to kind of take a breath, slow down. I don't think she's lost a step anywhere when it comes to, talent, competition, fierceness. We talk about mean. I don't think it's mean. I think she's just fierce. I think it's that competitive edge, competitive spirit. And so, I think she's filled out the role nicely as the holder of the Burke. And Markova's a threat, and I think she's going to continue to be. I don't know of anybody else right now that I would put at that level is worthy of a title shot. So I think we're going to get it sooner rather than later.
You got some in there, but I do think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. I think it's at some point you just she's way too devastating, way too physical, way too scientifically talented, way too persistent to not eventually at some point she's going to catch Kinsey on an off day. It don't even have to be an off day. It can be just on one day her best was better than Kinsey's best. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be in another 100 days or whatever, but Natalya is so persistent and unrelenting. At some point, it's going to pay off for her. It's going to. It has to.
All of these same things we're saying, you feel like you have to go through their heads too. So all of that quiet we're talking about, or the calculating, I wonder how hard it is not to get inside your own head when you're the champion too. Like you finally got the trophy and now you're focused on hanging on to it. So you're less apt to do something nuts and more like we've talked about, just planning ahead for what's next.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was trying to say. It's just like, you can be reckless when you're chasing, because it's not just gosh, this freaking camera. It's not just, I mean, I don't want to use the word desperate, but it's just, I mean, when you're going after a world title, you do things that you wouldn't do after you obtain the title, because it's not even like a safety thing. It's just, to me, it's the prestige of holding it. You're not going to be as reckless when you're the champ as you were when you were chasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's dangerous about Markova right now, is because she's still in chasing mode, and so that's where she is super dangerous. And I think she'll, to Rob's point, I think she'll get the belt one day, and it'll be interesting to see if that switch flips in her, or if she's the same, level that she is right now.
Not only is she in chasing mode, but she's also, I think she's convinced that she's been robbed at every angle, that she should have won every encounter. And she might have an argument. So,
on a few of them, yeah, for sure.
So,
well, I mean, and you see her, we're going to see her in the main event on this one, and she's still all gas, no brakes. And so she's, she's not holding anything back when she steps in the middle of the ring, putting herself in a no limits match, which is probably a match Kinsey would try to avoid if possible. I would imagine, if you want to have everything in your favor. I don't want to take anything away from her and say that she wouldn't do it. Just, probably not ideal. Let's go to the next segment we saw here. Was Pastor CeeLo, Pretty Boy Smooth, EC3. They've formed a trinity of violence they call the Holy Grail. We called them Team Exodus Pro last week, and I guess that's what they are on the Crockett Cup brackets, but they called themselves the Holy Grail. I like that name for them. But next week, they got the Southern Six in the Crockett Cup, and their take, 6 ain't enough. Southern 9 can maybe hang, but not next round. We're going to see if that holy confidence holds up. So that's next week.
Well, let me say there's currently only 8 members of the Southern Six. So, but members 7 and 8 ain't going to be there.
Okay. Yeah. Notice you're not wearing your 6 merch today.
Yeah. Don't ask me. You ask Alex Taylor, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, World Junior Heavyweight Champion,
United States Tag Team Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Former Crockett Cup holder.
Yeah. Alex Taylor's golded up. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
We do come back to a little more backstage stuff than we were used to last week. Kenzie and Tommy continue their walk around the quote unquote offices of Joe Kazana, because apparently this week's theme is Kenzie solves everything. They're suspicious about the office, of course. Like we talked about earlier, seems like a strip club, not a metaphor, literally a strip club. Kenzie says it feels, I don't think Kenzie said this. Maybe I just said this in my own notes. I said the strip club feels like an AJ move, not a Joe move. But we're not, just a side note there. They do talk about the country gentleman facing Mondo and Slade in the cup. Kenzie's already calling it. She says the gentleman ain't making it out of round one. Spoiler alert, she might be right. But how did she know that? She doesn't let Tommy know. But that's that. Talk about calculating.
They also seem to suggest, or at least Daddy seems to suggest, that there's something a little off about Hunter spending all that time with Kylie. And
an interesting
I thought the same thing.
Did you?
Kylie has come of age, bruh.
Well, she was helping Hunter train. That's the story. So
now he's reciprocating because he was afraid she might lose a shoe or something like that.
I
prepare
don't 100% know what that means.
But yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Losing a shoe. Okay. Match number 2 on the night was the country gentleman with Colonel Joe Kazana taking on Mike Mondo and Slade. 2 toughest nails teams walk into the Crockett Cup match. No heroes, just haymakers here. Country gentlemen, rugged cowboys who look like they'd win a bar fight, then rebuild the bar. Mondo and Slade, jacked up wrecking machines. I call them creatine and carnage, if there wasn't already a carnage in the NWA. So anyway, maybe it should have been creatine and chaos, because that's what this was. Joe Kazana starts taunting Tyler Franks at ringside, who is, for some reason, casually enjoying Cheetos in the front row. Didn't he say last week he wasn't coming? And
he said he wasn't booked.
Wasn't booked, but I thought he was invited to come.
I thought Kazana invited him.
Yeah, and then but he wasn't booked, and so he's a little miffed by that.
I gotcha.
Front
so
row
that's what it is. So,
better than I got.
Yeah, for real. He's just hanging out, enjoying some Cheetos.
I never got any Cheetos.
Yeah. Papa Joe, though, takes it too far. Something about in their discussion, couldn't quite hear it. But
what was that about?
Yeah, he ends up dumping those Cheetos on Tyler's head. And so Tyler's response was to jump the rail and give a devastating low blow to Joe. Justice is served. And with Joe rolling in pain, the country gentlemen are left confused and wide open. Mondo and Slade strike fast and finish hard. Take down the gents. Mondo, Slade, moving on in the Crockett Cup.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch a little bit, but I didn't think when I was watching it that, Joe Kazana getting injured real bad like he did.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, the chicken nuggets. I didn't think that distracted the country gentleman very much. I was kind of looking to see, because you kind of expect that sometimes, like, oh, the manager's taken out. I think they just straight up lost the match. Slade and Mondo were just a better team overall in the match.
They say something about someone that sounded like Joe Galley or somebody that said something about Casey's ankle was not 100%.
Well, he took that. He jumped off the top and missed, and looks like he landed.
They were able to capitalize on it. I agree with you, Will. I think this was that was a non-factor because there was a pinning predicament on the part of the gentleman right before, and it was a last minute save right after that had happened. So the gentleman didn't seem to lose any immediate momentum.
I think they had their hands full. I don't think they really noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're standing across the ring. You're standing across the ring from Slade and Mondo. You're not looking around, outside the ring, you gotta stay focused. But
they're the number 9 seed, so they were being overlooked a little bit, it seems like.
Yeah, well, this is one of those teams we talked about kind of last week, where there are sometimes the teams that are like individual single stars that get put together and somehow work really well. And Mondo and Slade could be that type of team. I mean, I don't think I would have thought to pair them together necessarily at first, but seeing them side by side, they seem perfect.
Yeah, as soon as when I saw him, cut the promo before the match. Not right before the match. It might have been a couple segments before, but it was just like, I was like, yeah, that works. They look like they would team well together. I mean, just the physicality, the athleticism, just the brute strength of the two of them. I mean, that's a team to be fearful of, moving on in the brackets.
And you think about like a team like Knox and Murdoch, man. Think to the beginning of their partnership. That was never meant to be. I mean, they came together after battling for the world's heavyweight championship, or they were involved in that title discussion, and something happened philosophically, and they came together and it worked. And I think there's a similar thing going on now with Slade and Mondo. It seems like that.
Yeah, you may be right. Well, so let's take a moment to jump back into the Crockett Cup brackets, and here's what it looks like as of right now. We're headed into round 2. Some of these teams got a bye, but you can see there. Sorry, I'm trying to read, but the StreamYard thing. Mondo and Slade move on, and they're taking on Knox. Wow, that is I don't even think I realized that right at first, but Mondo and Slade versus Knox and Murdoch. If you thought this one was a hoss fight, good God, that's
I'm looking forward to that one big time.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
That's
the Immortals
probably my
and
favorite.
Balls.
Yeah, it's probably going to be my favorite second round match.
Whew.
Yeah,
that's going to be a good one, boys. Southern Six and Team Exodus, though.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I want to see how the Colognes handle something like. Daisy Kills one thing. They're going to have to get around a skyscraper in there in Talos, so that's it's gonna be tough. Those guys aren't like giant competitors themselves, so this is it's gonna be interesting to see how all this plays out. If you had
round, man, really interesting quarterfinal round coming up, man. I think even the Slime Balls Immortals match is kind of intriguing coming off that big win against BFT. I mean, you don't know in the Crockett Cup, and so this is looking pretty good.
I mean, I think the Slime Balls already being in round 2 after defeating BFTs, like just the immediate bracket buster. That's a testament to you never know. Gosh, I don't know. You still feeling the number 1 seed is the best chance right now?
I think if the Southern Six can get past Team Exodus, they've got a really good shot of going. And I think if you get them in the finals, I'd love to see them in either the Immortals or really any of those teams, man. I think the Southern Six stacks up pretty well against any of those. But I mean, you would think the odds-on money favorite would be Knox and Murdoch. If I like to take a little bit of a gamble, given their history and their pedigree. I think I'm going with the Southern Six to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't surprise me, but
yeah. I mean, the number 1 seed is the number 1 seed for a reason. I mean, Knox and Murdoch are the team to beat, in my opinion, in this tournament. That said, I mean, what we saw from if I was going to predict an upset, I mean, Mondo and Slade, I wouldn't be shocked to see them go far. I mean, they've got a big battle ahead of them. Taking on the number 1 seed right out of the gate, but also Team Exodus. What we saw last week from them was pretty impressive, and so a former world champion there in EC3. So, I mean, tournaments are brackets are made to be busted. We learn that with basketball every year, and really every year with this Crockett Cup tournament. There's always 2 or 3 just upsets, surprises, and teams that come out of it that we weren't even looking at. So
that's a making of a good tournament. Like James H. Jackson Jr. pointed out, Kill and Talos, man. They got us just as legit shot as anybody. You can make an argument for any of these teams just about. And it's going to be really interesting.
And we haven't even talked about the Immortals yet. I mean,
I was going to say the Immortals.
They're what, number 3 seed?
Yeah. So I mean, like that I don't even know that would be an upset.
No, that did be number 4 seed. I think the 6 or 3. The 2 are the Clones. 1 is Knox and Murdochs. 4 would be the Immortals.
Yeah.
So
therefore,
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, the Immortals also finalists last year against the Southern Six.
Let's talk about this. And I know, this doesn't necessarily carry over into the One True Sport professional wrestling, but you look at the NCAA college football playoffs last year when it seemed like all the bye teams got obliterated. There's these teams that are wrestling right now are riding waves of momentum where these top 4 seeds, they're sitting back chilling, and so they might be at an emotional disadvantage.
I think the slime balls were the perfect example of that last week. I mean, they had to do it in rapid succession, coming out of the battle royal and then straight into a match with BFT, but they came out victorious, and now they're in the quarterfinals, and that's what you're talking about, just riding that wave of momentum, and especially in tag team wrestling, because football is a great comparison. It's a team sport, and once you start gelling and you're getting some win. I mean, you look at Mondo and Slade. I mean, that's a big win for them tonight. I mean, that's 2 guys that are put together that now they've got a Crockett Cup win under their belt. That's good momentum. Going into a match.
The slime balls, those 2 teams that you just mentioned, the slime balls and Mondo and Slade, they have to have the emotional edge at this point going forward, based off of their great quality of wins right here. Great quality wins. So
that's interesting, Doc, to hear you say that, because it's because I think you're 100% right, but it makes me wonder, like, just looking at these brackets and the stories we told about each team. Out of all of these teams, though, the one that seems like they kind of lay back and rely on they have what's the way to put this? A heightened amount of confidence is the Southern Six, especially coming from winning last year. Do you think they'd be focused enough right now? Are they ready for the heat they're about to get in this tournament?
I think they stay at a state of focus because they constantly have championships. So it's like every day they're focused on they're always playing defense. I mean, conceptually speaking, obviously they're a devastating and well-oiled tag team. They are a true tag team, and or they're a true faction. So I don't know. I mean, I do. When you come into something like this, and I think given all the pomp and circumstance and all the stories surrounding this particular tournament and the prestige, one thing that might work against them is that they've got it, and they might be kind of riding on that, like they might be overconfident. But I wouldn't say that. I mean, I feel like they're always they're always sharp because they're constantly defending some championship or some trophy. Hell, they're defending the Crockett Cup.
That's a great point. And we haven't had a back-to-back Crockett Cup winner yet, right?
Never.
Not one. Yeah. So this could be interesting. We could get one this year. That's exciting to think about. Let's throw in this question from Overmetal before we move into the main event here. Does a great tag team need a tandem finisher?
I don't think so, but it looks cool.
I mean, it helps if they work in tandem.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, and when I do think of great tag teams, most of them do have a tandem finisher. That's not saying that there's not great tag teams that don't.
Gosh, man, put that question back up, man. That's a deep dive, right? That's an episode coming up right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if I should have saved that for its own episode or just brought it up in the middle of this.
Metal, that's a great question. Because they must work in tandem, and you think the great. Now I'm talking about great tag teams almost always have one.
Yeah, Road Warriors, Steiner Brothers,
Hart Foundation.
Hart Foundation.
I don't know what happened there.
Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, and they all had it. Wow. I don't. Man, that's good. We gonna study that. We going to school on that.
Yeah,
that's good.
I like that question. Thanks, Overmetal. We're gonna
I need you to write a report. Rob, if you can write up a
I'm
report,
on it, man. GPT type that.
essay,
I have to be in an hour.
Chat GPT.
That's great,
We
man.
didn't talk much about Team Exodus there. James H. Jackson mentioning them in the chat too. That hey, this could be out of nowhere.
And the other thing I was going to say, we were talking about cool, calm, and collected. Team Exodus, they got it, man.
That's who I thought you were talking about, Gary. I was sitting there looking at the brackets when you were, building up to the Southern Six and talking about, and I thought you were talking about Team Exodus because I feel like they've got, the confidence, and they've got, like I said, a former world's champion. They've got size. They work well together. They've got a win under their belt from last week too. So they've got some of that momentum carrying them, into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, we got to move to the main.
I think we need to man up, though. I think we've all made the case. I think the three of us right now need to put our money where our mouth is, and let's say who we got winning the whole thing. We can modify after the quarterfinals, but right now, who do you got, Gary? Who do you got, Will? I'm gonna tell you right now, 6 is high. I got Southern Six coming out on top, back-to-back Crockett Cup champions, first time in history. I love history, and I love seeing history made, and I think this is the year. So I'm going Southern Six.
I'll be bold and go second. We'll make the final decision, but I think Rob, we can wrestle about this, but I don't think you make money betting against Knox and Murdoch. Yeah, these big boys.
It wouldn't be the first time we wrestled over Murdoch.
That's right. That's right. Number one seed for a reason. World tag team champions. I mean, I could see them just plowing through everybody in here. I don't know. I can't see a team that I think just in a straight up head-to-head contest gets an easy win on Knox and Murdoch. You're gonna have to fight like hell. So I think these guys are ready.
Oh man, I hate.
Has there ever been a 2-time Crockett Cup champion? Not a back-to-back, but a 2-time? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good question too. I don't think so either. Yeah.
There's a chance for history right there too, because they've won the cup.
Interesting.
Yeah. You're the tag team specialist here.
I know. I hate having to choose. I hate having to choose between mommy and daddy. Because it's going to be one of those.
I was hoping you said slime balls.
I mean, okay, there's like the head and then the heart. I mean, I would love to see slime balls go all the way. I mean, I love their energy. I love their style of wrestling. I love I would cheer for that. But in reality, I mean, I just feel like I said, number one seed's number one for a reason. At this point, Knox and Murdoch, put them up against anybody, I'm probably going to pick them. So for that reason, I'm going to say Knox and Murdoch. Repeat.
Look at that.
Not back to back, but repeat.
Yeah. Well, I guess the wise men have spoken. It's great.
Where was that on another podcast?
Different show. You missed it. Let's move on to the main event. Rob looks depressed that we didn't say Southern Six.
He's used to being on his own on a lonely island.
Yeah. All right, main event, no limits. Natalia Markova versus Kylie Page. This wasn't just a match. This was a war, ladies and gentlemen. Kylie Page, we said it before, might be the meanest woman in pro wrestling. I also said Natalia Markova might be the toughest. Together, we're talking weapons grade violence here, people. Markova's gunning for another shot at the Burke, a.k.a. Kylie's sister Kenzie's title. And to get there, she's going to have to go through the champ's sister. So early on, Markova gets busted open. So that's when you know this is real. It does not slow her down, though. Kylie brings steel chairs. Markova brings computer keyboards. This turns into, I don't know, some kind of street fight just right off the cuff. They're going at it. Just some impressive shots and just great wrestling. Hunter Drake tries to interfere to save Kylie at one point. So he gets Natalia throwing him through a table with some kind of pedigree pile driver hybrid thing that made me scream, oh shit, at my screen.
I was. Yeah, that scared me.
Kylie grabs a chair, tries and tries to steal this one after that, but Natalya hits the beautiful destruction, kicks that chair straight back into Kylie's face, scores the pin. Winner, Natalya Markova and Kenzie Page. You better start training in God mode, girl. Natalya is coming for you. What do you guys think of this one?
I just want to know who's putting the keyboards and under. I mean, because we've been to several events. I've never seen, when the ring crew's setting up, I've never seen keyboards under there, and there was 2 of them. So I don't, that part threw me for a loop. But I did pop for the Keyboard Warriors line. I think it might have been Galley said that, but no, I mean, this was brutal. I love the fact, and they commented on it. There was a kendo stick in the ring before it even started. It's like they didn't even wait. Usually you see, street fight or no limits match or something, and it kind of starts in the ring, and then they sort of build it up, start pulling stuff out, and they did that. But it was like from the jump, they were like, no, this is we're pulling out all the stops here. But yeah, I mean, it was brutal. I mean, it was everything I thought it would be. Before the match, if I had to predict an outcome, I don't know that I could have. Not shocked, obviously, that Markova got the win. But I mean, Kylie is a force to be reckoned with, man. I mean, she's tough, she's smart, she's talented in the ring, she knows what she's doing, she can hold her own against somebody as tough as Markova. So, there's no moral victories, but I think she looks strong. And anybody getting kicked in the face from Markova, but with a chair, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. But I mean, her kicks are lethal without a chair. You put a chair up there, yeah, that was lights out.
I very high on the Page girls. Again, Kylie has impressed me. Again, we've watched her grow before our eyes. She's tough. She didn't. I mean, just all things being equal, when you just look at them, it looked like Natalya took the worst of the brunt of the match. But Natalya's so resilient. I will say this: as much as I like the Pages, I am not a fan of Hunter. Man, I don't like him. I think he looks goofy. I think he looks arrogant. He's skinny. I freaking want a piece of him, and he needs to butt out. As much as I like the Pages, and I like the fact that Kylie just walked right over him, no concern for him at all. After he got that cranium cracked outside by Markova. Markova folded him up like a piece of paper, man.
You ever notice guys with long hair? They all hate each other, Gary.
Interesting observation.
I don't relate to that. I think there's like a hair jealousy between Rob and guys like Hunter.
Not on my part, Holmes.
All right.
Ain't nothing but chemical. The juice of them berries up in here. Ain't no chemicals in here. Little pomegranate.
Little vinegar.
A little vinegar. A little virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. That's all that is.
Hey, Hunter is on the smaller size-wise, but he is a beast in the ring. Like, he goes nuts, man. I love watching him in the ring. He's a lot of fun. But yeah, maybe that Kylie Page stuff, that bonding they were doing was the setup to make sure that this moment happened in the match. Unfortunately, it did not pay off for Kylie if that was the plan. So I don't know how that's going to affect the relationship. Yeah, or Hunter.
I think they practiced that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this, the weird part I will point out that I did notice in the I'll give another shout out to the Alliance guys, it was actually in their Discord. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name of it. It's just the Alliance blog. That's what it's called on the Discord. So the Alliance blog, somebody in their NWA Power Room, I was just looking at that, and they did mention Kenzie's doing a lot of talk about all these other things, but not mentioning that Natalya Neidhart is coming up. So she's got one Natalya coming up, but she focused on the right one, because when Natty Neidhart's in there, that's gonna be maybe her biggest test yet.
That's big time. Big time. I love that. I actually saw her The night that who was it? We were at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The year that Bret Hart got jumped on stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were there. Natalia was featured in that. Yeah, it was awesome. I've always been a big fan of her. All the night hearts and the hearts.
We were giving some props last week for like having Tom on and just like seeing some of those other championships. We didn't see anybody.
We did
like
see Rhino. We did see Rhino.
Yeah, there was a package for Rhino. You're right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I still, I was going back and looking at our conversation last week, and I still, I think Tom should be there every week, either a promo or something, just because there's that weight that comes with the championship, and he's the flag bearer, and so I'd love to see him. And I get it. There's a lot of talent. I mean, we're in the middle of a pretty big tag team tournament, and so they're giving a lot of time to that, which is well deserved. But I would like to see the champ.
I 100% agree, especially since the NWA has become once again a territorial entity. I think you must hear from the flag bearers every week. I'm talking about your world's champion, your Burke holder, and your tag team champions. You got to hear from those three every week, even if it's just for 2 minutes. We got to see them. Those belts must be visible. I agree. I could not agree with you more, and I hate to agree with you, Will.
Yeah, but I do, and especially during Crockett Cup time and the tournament that they're in, Knox and Murdoch should be visible somewhere. We should see how they're watching this thing play out, because whoever wins this tournament, if it's not them, it's going to be likely the number one contender for their titles. So, yeah, that's an interesting point. And where's Alex Taylor? Where is Alex Taylor?
There you go. Another world champion.
Get him on.
Well, guess we're going to see him next week, right?
Yeah, he was in our chat last week, so I guess if you want to see him, you come to our show.
Yeah. We'll feature him every week.
We'll feature you.
Have we gotten confirmation on which members of the Southern Six are competing in the Crockett
Good
Cup?
point.
Yeah.
There's the plot twist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they use those Southern Six rules, man.
Yeah. So that's something you got to look out for if you are Team Exodus or the Holy Grail. They don't know who they got.
That's another factor in favor of the Six, man. Like, you don't know. How can you prepare? How can you fairly prepare? Because any combination of those three is lethal.
Well, this week's episode, we had Crockett Cup drama, territory politics. We got some Cheeto involvement, some Cheeto vengeance. We got Natalia Markova looking like an absolute problem. So POWERRR is heating up. Anything stand out to you that we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
Kylie bit Natalia in the butt. That was pretty crazy. That reminded me of when you guys got in the fight at Oak Grove. And remember Gary bit your butt, Rob?
I still have a little took a nice little chunk out of it, man.
Was that during the fight?
Hey, I'm the only one that remembers it.
He wakes up the next morning, man.
I had to tell y'all.
He walks out. Me and Gary are in just hugging it out.
I just thought it was going to be a murder.
I remember there was butt biting, but it seemed like a different point in the evening. Anyway,
a lot of things you don't remember.
At the Pink Pony Club.
You remember that,
Rob? Every time I hear that song, I think of you.
I do too, man. I do too. Every time.
All right. Well, chat. We haven't really been advertising this week or last week, and so haven't put much out about it at the exact time that we go live, and I get to annoy Will with then deciding I want to post something. Thanks for being here. If you're here, it's because you're awesome. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just good to have
we should start promoting a little bit more. And I found out today that there's some pretty easy ways to like cut up some clips of our shows and put them out as reels and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to be doing that this week. And if you guys see them, because you guys are the core, the guys that are watching right now, just share them out. put them on your stories. Help get the word out, and hopefully we can get some of the regulars back in the chat and get it back going again.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And and the podcast feed, by the way, I also posted last week's episode immediately to the podcast feed. So if you follow This Is Pro Wrestling, any of the podcast platforms, wherever you get your stuff, you can also just listen to the audio only version of this show. Probably not as fun as the video version since we're full of wonderful sites. But if you just want to listen, you can listen along at 2.5 times speed. That's I don't know if you guys do that, but I listen at 1.5 times speed.
I do 1.25.
Yeah.
If I go faster than that, my brain explodes. So
yeah.
But I always listen at 1.25, and then the other day, I can't remember, it was like a couple of days ago, I was listening to something, and it's a podcast I listen to all the time, but it just was at like 1x speed, and I was like, God, is he drunk? Like, why is he slurring? And I was just so used to listen to it sped up that when I listened to it in normal, I was like, what is wrong with him? Is he drunk? And
I like back up to hear something, so I like slow it down, and whoever it is, they sound immediately drunk. Or with Doc, I listen to him. Anything that he says, I listen to it at like 0.5, just like how it sounds.
Helps you go to sleep.
Yeah, James, I like James Jackson here. If any of you have a beard phobia, then you can listen to the audio only version. That's what happens. He's right. So anyway, thank you, all of you, for being here. We appreciate every single one of you, and we hope to see you next week when we talk about the next round of the Crockett Cup and whatever else is going on.
We head into the quarters, baby.
Yep.
There we go.
It's heating up.
All right. Thanks again for being here. And until next week, please, everyone, enjoy your gravy cake.